Congrats, I have very good news just for you. Congratulations, I have very good news just for you. News that will shift your heart, awaken your spirit, and remind you of the truth you may have forgotten. You are not waiting for your breakthrough, you are already standing in it. Life is not happening to you by accident. It is responding to the vision you carry within, and the good news is that your vision has already been heard, your prayers already answered, your desire already fulfilled in the unseen. The world may try to convince you to wait for signs, proof, or evidence, but let me tell you, the moment you dared to imagine it, to feel it real in the quiet chambers of your heart, it was done. That is why I say congratulations, because whether you see it with your eyes yet or not, the seed of your destiny has broken open beneath the soil and is on its way to bloom. The good news is not far away, it is here, living inside you, ready to burst forth in divine timing. You are not a beggar of blessings, you are the creator of them. You are not a victim of chance, you are the master of choice. So stand tall, rejoice, and accept this truth. The doors you thought were locked are already open, the answers you sought are already given, and the life you long for is already yours. Celebrate now, for heaven itself is whispering over you, congratulations, it is done. Imagination is the doorway to your good news. Congratulations, beloved, because today I bring you a message that has the power to change not only your thinking but the very course of your life, and the message is this: the life you desire is already here, waiting at the doorway of your imagination, waiting for you to step in and claim it as your own. Most people believe that good news arrives from the outside, an unexpected letter, a phone call, a sudden opportunity. But the deeper truth is that good news begins within you, for your imagination is not a fantasy. It is the creative power of God within you, and everything you could ever desire is already fashioned and formed there, ready to be made visible. The good news is not that something might happen in the future if you are lucky or if life treats you kindly. The good news is that you have been given the gift to call things that are not yet seen into being through the inner act of vision. Think for a moment everything you now see in the physical world. The home you live in, the chair you sit on, the clothes you wear was once invisible, existing only in the imagination of someone who dared to see it before it appeared. The architect saw the house before a brick was laid, the designer saw the garment before a stitch was sewn. The inventor saw the creation before the parts were assembled. In the same way, your future, your healing, your abundance, your love, your freedom already exist in the invisible, and the doorway to them is not effort or struggle, but the quiet act of imagining them as real. This is the good news. You are not powerless, you are not at the mercy of chance, and you are not waiting for permission to be blessed, for the very power that shaped the universe is breathing in you, and it whispers daily, see it, believe it, and it shall be yours. When you sit in the silence of your mind and dare to picture the life you want to live, when you close your eyes and enter into the feeling of being already healed, already successful, already free, you have stepped into the secret chamber where heaven and earth meet, and in that inner chamber your future is created. That is why I say congratulations, because even if the world has not yet caught up to your vision, even if circumstances seem unchanged, the truth is that the moment you dared to imagine, creation began, and no force can stop the harvest of what you have sown. Many struggle because they wait for the outer to change before they dare to rejoice, but the wise know that the celebration begins within. They congratulate themselves in advance. They walk with their heads high as if the promise is already fulfilled. They smile as though the prayer is already answered, because they understand that imagination precedes manifestation. Do not underestimate the power you carry, for imagination is not a dream to escape reality. It is the blueprint of reality itself. If you can imagine it with conviction, if you can feel the joy of it as though it were already done, you have already created the seed of its manifestation, and it is only a matter of time before the world congratulates you for what you first congratulated yourself for in secret. Think of the good news this way. You have been given a divine key, and this key opens every door in life. That key is your ability to assume the end, to picture yourself where you want to be, and to live from that state until it hardens into fact. The world around you will resist at first, for it reflects your past states of being, but hold firm in your imagination, and soon even the outer will bow to the inner. The good news is that no one can take this power from you. People may doubt you, circumstances may oppose you, but if you persist in your inner vision, the outer must eventually yield. This is why the ancients declared, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Because they knew that the heart of man, his inner world of feeling and imagination, is the seedbed of all creation. So I tell you, rejoice, for your imagination is not empty. It is the womb of miracles, and every time you dare to enter it with faith, you are conceiving the very blessings that will one day clothe themselves in flesh and stand before you. Perhaps you have been waiting for a sign, and this message is your sign, a divine reminder that you already hold the creative power within, and you need not beg, you need not struggle, you need not wait for others to open the way. You are the way. The door has been unlocked all along, and the good news is that you can walk through it any moment you choose, by simply imagining yourself where you wish to be, and remaining faithful to that inner reality until the world reflects it back. The question is not whether you can create the life you desire. The question is whether you will dare to believe that what you imagine is more real than what you see with your natural eyes. The outer world is nothing but yesterday's imagination crystallized, but the inner world is tomorrow's promise unfolding now, and if you grasp this truth, then today you can begin to walk as a creator, not a victim, as a master, not a beggar, as a child of God who has been given dominion over the earth through the power of imagination, and so I declare once more, congratulations. The good news is not coming. It is already here, alive within you, waiting to be expressed, and the moment you choose to imagine it with love, with faith, and with certainty, you have stepped into the doorway of your destiny, and nothing can stop the unveiling of what is already yours. You already possess what you seek. Congratulations, because the good news I bring to you today is not that something outside of you will one day come to make you whole, not that someone else holds the key to your joy, your healing, your freedom, or your abundance, but that everything you have ever longed for already belongs to you and lives within you now. The world teaches you to chase, to wait, to beg, to hope for something to arrive from the outside, but truth whispers to you that nothing outside can ever complete you, because you are already complete, and the treasure you seek has always been hidden within your very being. This is the divine paradox. The moment you feel lack is the very moment you already carry its solution inside of you. The moment you hunger for love is the very moment love is dwelling at the core of your being. The moment you think you need healing is the moment the life force that makes all things new is already pulsing through you. You do not need to strive to become what you already are. You only need to awaken to the truth and recognize it. The good news is this: you already have what you seek, but until you accept it inwardly, you will not see it outwardly, because the outer world is only a mirror reflecting the state you occupy within. If you walk as one lacking, the mirror will faithfully show you lack. But if you walk as one possessing, if you dare to believe, I am already it, I already have it, I already am, then the mirror will transform to reveal what you first accepted within yourself. This is why I tell you to congratulate yourself now, for heaven is already celebrating over you. The inheritance has already been signed and sealed in your name, but it is waiting for you to pick it up by believing it so. Think of the story of the prodigal son who wandered far from home, squandering his inheritance, living as though he had nothing, when in truth the moment he turned back, the father ran to him with open arms, restoring everything. That is your story. You may have wandered into the belief that you are poor, weak, unloved, or broken, but the truth is that your Father's house, your inner being, is filled with treasures, and nothing has been lost except your awareness of it. The robe, the ring, the feast, the abundance, the joy, they are yours the moment you claim them. This is not wishful thinking. This is the very law of life, for consciousness is reality, and the state you assume becomes the world you live in. The good news is that you need not struggle or beg for what you already possess. A king does not beg for his crown. A rich man does not plead for his wealth, and you, as a divine creation, do not need to plead for what has been yours since the foundation of the world. All that is required of you is to accept it inwardly, to assume the feeling of already having, and to live as though it were true until it becomes visible in your world. Do not say to yourself, "One day I will be free," for freedom is yours now. Do not say, "One day I will be loved," for love is yours now. Do not say, "One day I will be healed," for healing is yours now. The only thing that keeps you from seeing it is the belief that you are still without it. But the moment you dare to shift your awareness, the moment you step into the identity of already having, your world begins to rearrange itself to reflect it. Think of the seed planted in the ground. Within it already lies the tree, the branches, the fruit, the shade. But if the seed were to look at itself and say, "I am small, I am nothing, I lack everything," it would remain blind to the abundance hidden inside of it. Yet the seed does not complain. It simply surrenders to the process, trusting that what it already possesses within will one day unfold without. You are the same. You already carry within you the seed of your destiny, and your only task is to acknowledge it, to believe in it, and to let it unfold. The good news is that you do not have to run after what you seek. You only have to recognize that you are already one with it. When you desire something deeply, it is not life teasing you with what you cannot have. It is life awakening within you to remind you of what you already are. Desire is not lack. Desire is the echo of fulfillment calling you home. If you long for abundance, it is because abundance is already yours. If you long for love, it is because love is already who you are. If you long for peace, it is because peace has already taken root in you. The world may tell you that you must earn it, fight for it, or wait for it, but heaven tells you it is finished. The table is already set, the feast is already prepared, the gift is already wrapped in your name. You simply must sit, eat, and receive. So I say congratulations, because whether or not your outer eyes can see it, you already possess what you seek, and nothing can take it from you. The only question is, will you believe it? Will you walk as though it is true? Will you live in the joy of already having, or will you keep postponing your celebration until the outer catches up? The wise celebrate now, they give thanks now, they walk with confidence now, because they know that the outer must eventually bend to the inner conviction. You do not wait for rain before carrying your umbrella if the forecast is certain. In the same way, if you know that what you seek is already yours, you do not wait to rejoice. You rejoice now, for you know it is inevitable. This is the posture of faith, and this is the key to unlocking the treasures already stored within you. So rise up, take your place, and stop living as though you are empty, for you are overflowing. Stop living as though you are a beggar, for you are royal. Stop living as though you are waiting, for the good news is that you already possess what you seek, and the moment you believe it, you will see it. Congratulations, for your victory is not in the distance, it is already within you, and today you are reminded that nothing is missing, nothing is lacking, and nothing is impossible, for you already are what you long to become. Congratulations are spoken in the spirit first, congratulations, because the good news I bring you now is that before anyone in the world claps for you, before any friend, family member, or colleague shakes your hand and says, "Well done," before you see the evidence in your outer world, there is a voice within you that must already whisper congratulations, and that voice is the voice of spirit, the inner witness that knows the end from the beginning and calls things finished before the world sees them. Too many wait for the applause of men, for the recognition of society, for the visible manifestation of their dream before they dare to celebrate. But the secret of life is that congratulations are always spoken in the unseen before they are echoed in the seen. When you can hear that inner applause, when you can feel the satisfaction of the end before you arrive there, when you can walk in the joy of it is done, while the outer still looks empty, then you have touched the realm of spirit where all good news is born. The invisible is the womb of the visible, and in that invisible chamber your victory has already been declared, your prayer already answered, your promise already fulfilled. The good news is that you are not waiting for the world to validate you. The world is waiting for you to validate yourself by accepting Spirit's congratulations. Think of it this way. Every seed planted in the soil is already congratulated by life itself for the tree it will become, though to the natural eye it looks like nothing more than a speck of dust. The seed does not wait for the branches to grow or the fruit to ripen before it begins the process of becoming. It silently accepts its identity and moves confidently toward fulfillment because it has already been blessed in the unseen. In the same way, you must learn to accept your congratulations inwardly first, even when there is no sign yet in the physical. You may say, "But I do not see it yet. How can I celebrate?" And I tell you, you do not celebrate because you see it. You see it because you celebrate. Spirit works in reverse order from the world. The world says, "See first, then believe." But Spirit says, "Believe first, then you shall see." When you walk as though it is already finished, when you allow yourself to feel the joy, the gratitude, the relief, the confidence of already having what you desire, you are hearing the congratulations of heaven and echoing it in your heart. This echo creates the vibration that draws the outer world into alignment until men and women begin to repeat what Spirit already declared. This is the good news. You do not need outer proof to begin rejoicing, for the proof is within you, and the more you rejoice in the inner congratulations, the sooner the outer must mirror it. The law of life is unchanging. What you accept as real inwardly must one day harden into fact outwardly, and that is why the inner congratulations is so vital. When you accept it, you shift from striving to resting, from begging to receiving, from hoping to knowing. Imagine for a moment that you have already received the call, already held the answer in your hand, already walked into the promised place. Feel the warmth of joy, the sigh of relief, the tears of gratitude. Can you hear yourself saying, "Finally it is done"? Can you sense the energy of victory filling your body? That inner experience is not fantasy, it is the very creative act that shapes your outer world. The good news is that you do not have to wait for others to see it before you celebrate it. You can congratulate yourself now, and in doing so, you become one with the Spirit that has already declared your victory. This is why the ancients always gave thanks before the miracle appeared, why they lifted songs of praise before the walls fell, why they shouted with joy before the battle was won, because they understood that congratulations are spoken in spirit first, and only then does the world echo them. If you remain silent inwardly, waiting for the outer to move before you rejoice, you delay your manifestation, but if you dare to rejoice now, you hasten the day of fulfillment. Think of a mother who conceives. She celebrates the child long before it is born. She prepares the room, she buys the clothes. She speaks to the child within her, though the world sees nothing, because she knows that what is unseen is already real. You must treat your dream, your desire, your prayer in the same way. You must congratulate yourself now as though it were already in your arms, already alive, already present. This is not foolishness, this is faith, and faith is the language of Spirit. The world may mock you, asking, "Why are you celebrating when you have nothing?" But you will smile, for you know you have everything. The world may doubt, but you will rest, for you know it is finished. The world may wait, but you will rejoice, for you have already heard the congratulations of heaven, and soon, very soon, the world will be forced to join in your celebration, for the inner always births the outer. So I tell you, beloved, do not wait to congratulate yourself. Do it now in the quiet of your room, in the stillness of your heart, in the secret of your imagination. Walk as though the blessing has already landed. Speak as though the prayer has already been answered. Act as though the promise has already come to pass. Let your laughter rise before the evidence appears. Let your gratitude flow before the harvest breaks forth. Let your heart dance before the music begins, because Spirit has already spoken. Congratulations! And if you can hear that voice within, if you can align yourself with that truth, then nothing in heaven or on earth can stop the outer world from echoing it back to you. This is your good news today, that congratulations are not a reward for what the world can see, but a declaration of what Spirit has already finished, and the moment you agree with that inner voice, you step into the flow of fulfillment, and soon the applause of men will simply be the echo of what you already knew in your heart. So rejoice now, give thanks now, walk in victory now, for your spirit has already been congratulated, your destiny already secured, and your miracle already done. Good news is a shift in consciousness. Congratulations, for I have very good news just for you, and the news is this: the breakthrough you have been waiting for, the change you have been longing for, the freedom, peace, love, abundance, or healing you have been praying for is not tied to some event outside of you, nor is it waiting in the distant future. It is as near as the next breath, as close as the next thought, because good news is not an external happening, but an internal awakening, a shift in consciousness, a transformation in how you see yourself and the world around you. Many live under the illusion that when circumstances change, then they will finally be happy, that when opportunities come, then they will rejoice, that when others treat them better, then they will walk in peace. But the truth is the opposite. It is only when your consciousness shifts that your outer world begins to reflect that inner change. This is the hidden treasure. Your life is not shaped by the outer but by the inner, not by chance but by awareness, not by fate but by the state of consciousness you occupy. The good news is that you do not need to wait for the world to bend in your favor. You need only awaken to the fact that your inner state creates the outer form, and the moment you shift inwardly, the outer must follow. Consider this. A person who carries a consciousness of lack will always find lack no matter where they go. But the one who shifts to abundance within will find opportunities and blessings in places others see nothing. Two people can walk through the same street, live in the same city, face the same economy, yet their experiences will differ completely, not because the world treats them differently, but because their consciousness interprets and attracts according to its own state. The one who walks in the consciousness of love will find love in every encounter, while the one who remains in the consciousness of rejection will feel abandoned even when surrounded by care. This is why I say congratulations to you today, because the good news is that nothing outside has to change for your life to transform. All that is required is a shift within, a decision to occupy a higher state, a willingness to see yourself as already whole, already blessed, already victorious. Do not underestimate this truth, for it is the foundation of all miracles. The walls of limitation are not built outside of you, but within you, and the moment you shift your awareness, the walls begin to crumble. Perhaps you have felt trapped, as though your life were stuck, as though the doors were locked. But the reality is that the door has always been open, only your consciousness was blind to it. The moment you awaken to who you are, the moment you choose to step into a new state, the doors reveal themselves, and what seemed impossible suddenly becomes inevitable. The world calls this luck, coincidence, or breakthrough, but the wise know it is simply the echo of an inner shift. The good news is that you hold this power right now. You are not waiting for it. You do not need anyone to give it to you, for it has been placed in your hands since the beginning. You can rise this very moment into a new awareness. You can declare in the silence of your being, I am no longer a victim. I am no longer bound. I am no longer lacking. I am free. I am whole. I am blessed. And if you persist in this new state, the world will bend itself to match it. Consciousness is the root, life is the fruit, and if you want to change the fruit, you must change the root. The good news is that the root is within your reach. You can plant whatever seed you choose in the garden of your mind, and the harvest will always come. But here lies the key. You must remain faithful to the new state even when the old still lingers. If you plant a new seed today, you do not expect a full tree tomorrow, yet you trust the process and water it daily. In the same way, when you shift your consciousness, you may still see the old reflections for a while. But if you remain faithful to your new awareness, the world will soon reflect it back to you. Do not be discouraged by delay, for delay is only the shadow of the old state fading away, while the new state takes root. The good news is that you are not bound to any past state. At any moment you can rise higher, you can choose differently, you can awaken to a new identity. Your past does not define you, your mistakes do not bind you, your history does not imprison you. The only chains that exist are the chains of awareness, and the moment you shift, those chains dissolve like mist before the sun. This is why it is written, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind," because true transformation is not about rearranging outer conditions, but about shifting inward perception. You do not need to struggle with the shadows on the wall. You only need to turn to the light that casts them, and everything changes. So I tell you, rejoice, for this is the best news you could ever receive. You already hold the power to change your world, for your world is yourself pushed out, and the moment you awaken to a higher consciousness, the world must rearrange itself to mirror it. If you want love, become love within. If you want peace, dwell in peace within. If you want success, see yourself already successful within. Do not wait for the applause of the world. Hear the applause of spirit within, and walk as though it is already done. The good news is that this shift is always available. You do not have to wait for tomorrow. You do not have to earn it. You do not have to deserve it. You simply have to choose it. Right now, this very second, you can close your eyes, step into the vision of your desired end, feel the joy of its fulfillment, and know that you have shifted. And once you have shifted, hold to it, remain faithful, walk in it, and soon the outer world will bow to the inner truth. So I say congratulations, for the prison door you thought was locked has never been locked. It only appeared that way because of your consciousness. The key has always been in your hand, and today you are reminded that the good news is not outside waiting for you to find it. The good news is the awakening within, the realization that you are the master of your inner state, and your inner state is the master of your world. Celebrate now, for the shift has already begun, and as you choose to remain in your higher awareness, your life will unfold in ways that seem miraculous, but in truth are nothing more than the natural outworking of the law of consciousness. Live in the end. The good news is already done. Congratulations, for I have the greatest news of all just for you, and it is this. You do not need to wait for your dream to unfold, for your blessing to arrive, or for your desire to become reality, because in the unseen realm it is already finished, it is already yours, it is already done, and your only task is to live in the end, to dwell in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to walk in the joy of the answer as though it were already present, because when you do this you align yourself with the eternal truth that Spirit has already declared your victory. This is the secret many miss. They live as though their dream is far away, always waiting for a tomorrow that never comes, always postponing their joy, always saying, "When I get it, then I will celebrate, then I will feel worthy, then I will be free." But the good news is that tomorrow never brings what today does not claim, and the only way to bring your dream into visible form is to assume it now, to accept it now, to live as though it were already here. Living in the end does not mean pretending in desperation. It means confidently resting in the truth that what you see in your imagination is the truest reality, and that the outer world will eventually conform. Think of an actor rehearsing for a role. The moment he steps on stage, he does not wait for the audience to applaud before believing he is the character. He enters the state fully, feeling, speaking, and moving as though it were true, and because he lives in the end of that role, the audience cannot help but accept it. In the same way, when you live in the end of your desire, when you walk in the feeling of already being healed, already being successful, already being loved, already being abundant, you impress that state upon the world, and the world has no choice but to echo it back. The good news is that the end is more powerful than the journey, for the end contains within it every step along the way, and when you dwell in the end, life organizes itself to carry you there. Stop worrying about the how and the when, for these belong to the outer. Your only work is to remain faithful to the end, and the means will present themselves in ways beyond your imagination. Many sabotage their own blessings because they live in the middle, always doubting, always looking at what is not yet visible, always asking when it will come. But the wise live in the end. They close their eyes and feel the relief of already having it. They hear the congratulations in their hearts. They taste the sweetness of fulfillment in their souls. And because they live there consistently, their outer world bends to meet their inner conviction. This is why it has been declared, believe you have received it, and it shall be yours. Because receiving is not something you wait for in the future. It is something you do now in consciousness, and the moment you receive it inwardly, the outer world begins to unfold it. The good news is that you do not need to strain or force. You need only to rest in the state of the wish fulfilled, to let it be as real within you as the chair you sit on, to speak as though it were done, to give thanks as though it were finished, to celebrate as though it were manifested. Indeed, in the unseen it already is. Imagine your life if you stopped postponing your joy, if you stopped waiting for conditions to change before allowing yourself to be happy, and instead chose to live now as though the best had already happened. Would not your entire energy shift, your words shift, your actions shift? And would not the world, which is only your inner state pushed out, also shift to reflect that? The good news is that living in the end frees you from fear, because you no longer worry about outcomes. You know the outcome is already secure. It frees you from doubt, because you no longer ask, will it happen? You know it has already happened. It frees you from delay, because you no longer wait. You live it now, and because you live it now, its outer form comes swiftly. This is the posture of power, and it belongs to you. Do not say, one day I will have peace, but live now in the end of peace. Feel yourself calm, steady, unshaken, and soon your world will mirror that calm. Do not say, one day I will be wealthy, but live now in the end of abundance. Walk as one who already has enough. Give thanks as one who already holds the treasure, and soon opportunities and supply will gather around you. Do not say, one day I will find love, but live now in the end of love. Walk as one who is cherished, accepted, valued, and soon the outer world will echo that love back to you. This is the good news. The end has already been written, the victory already secured, the promise already fulfilled, and your only task is to step into that end and live there until the world has no choice but to catch up. You may say, but what if my senses deny it? And I tell you, persist, for your senses only reflect the past, but your imagination creates the future. The wise do not bow to appearances. They remain faithful to the unseen, knowing that what they live within will one day live without. Imagine the farmer who plants a seed. He does not dig it up daily to see if it has grown. He rests in the end, knowing that the harvest is certain, and he waters it with faith until the stalk rises. You too must live in the end, refusing to be swayed by the temporary appearance of delay, and rejoicing instead in the certainty that it is already done. This is the joy of faith, and this is the freedom of spirit. So I tell you again, congratulations, because the good news I bring you is not that one day it might happen, but that it is already accomplished in the unseen, already true in consciousness, already finished in spirit. And if you will dare to live in the end, to assume it now, to feel it now, celebrate it now, you will soon hold in your hands what you first embraced in your heart. Rejoice, for it is already done.